she progresses through her high school career.
Her name is already being said as one of the best for that 2014 class, perhaps the best athlete. She certainly has a lot of time and the mental discipline to work on finer aspects of her game. But Maggie Morrison, I really like that fit for her at Vanderbilt. She's a high IQ guard who can knock down the outside shot and a great handle. With the departure of Jency Rhodes, that signing class is huge for the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Push through.
With Abby Waiter and Schroff here at the Hanley Center on the campus of Georgetown Prep. And the one thing that Taryn Griffey certainly has going for her, bloodlines. Her father, Ken Griffey Jr., pretty good baseball player, you know, hit about 630 home runs. And then remember, her grandfather, Ken Griffey Sr., who was a good ball player in his own right. How old does that make you feel? Ken Griffey Jr. has a daughter who's about 14, 15, playing basketball.
Yeah.
And I know you're young.
His rookie year at 89.
Right.
I'm proud to say I was 3 then.
His nickname was the Kid. This is the Kid.
I like that. And you know, there's a lot to say about having that sort of tutelage in your family. Griffey already making a name in her own right, but understanding the discipline and the hard work and the hours that it takes to become that kind of a premier athlete.
Dr. Phillips fell behind early, 7-0. Archbishop Spalding, though, took the lead going into the second quarter. Right now we've got a 5-point game here at the Hanley Center on the campus of Georgetown Prep. Alongside from the Duke standout, Abby Wainer and Schroff. 3:10 to go here in this first half. Been a game of runs for both teams. There's Sydney McCaskill, and she's fouled. We're talking about this during the break. We saw Dr. Phillips take a lot of outside shots so far in this first half. One thing they did really well in yesterday's win against Riverdale Baptist was attack the rim, get to the foul line, and when they got to the stripe, they were 20 of 22 and 15 of 17 after halftime.
They're a team that's shown many aspects of their offense versatility. You mentioned it yesterday, getting to the basket, that was a key for them. And today, now Archbishop Spalding, knowing they're a team that likes to get to the basket, they're collapsing. Dr. Phillips making the adjustment, taking it to outside shooters, and now because those early shots fell, we're seeing some lanes start to open up.
Maggie Morrison headed to Vanderbilt in the fall, no good on the 3, and an errant pass that time from Shively. There's Bria Freeland. She signed with Lafayette. And Shively playing the passing lane as that ball bounced our way. ESPN Rise provides high school athletes with recognition, resources, and inspiration to make the most of this incredible time in their lives. ESPN Rise, where high school athletes reach higher. Log on to the new ESPNRise.com for more info. There's Morrison on the putback.
I like the crash by Morrison. Outside shooter struggling to knock down some shots. It's one of the best things you can do is get to the paint, look for some openings.
Out of bounds, but we'll stay here. Morrison, a McDonald's All-American finalist. 3.8 GPA, was a 4-year starter on the school's soccer team as well. And Bookie Roseman said, she's the coach on the court.
You have to have that level of intellect if you want to play for Coach Balcom at Vanderbilt.
Shot clock at 10, and that was Griffey guarded by Maggie Morrison. Shot clock now down to 5. At 2, McCaskill, no good. That did not hit rim, so it's a 30-second violation.
Discipline on the offensive end is something that we haven't really seen from Dr. Phillips. Coach Jones telling me that that's very important to this team and him as they stress it. He called it the big D word every day in practice is discipline. And granted, the shot clock isn't something they're used to, but they have to be able to communicate, talk to each other, and be aware of when it gets under 5.
Again, Dr. Phillips in that 1-3-1, Abby, and what do you make of the way Archbishop Spalding's attacking?
That's one way to do it. Get the ball in the middle of the court and look to attack, but they're simply not hitting their outside shots, and they're not getting the best looks because there's not a whole lot of inside-out, penetrate, kick, and kick the ball back out, then look to re-attack.
Sheree Swinson, who signed a letter of intent to Binghamton, scored that last bucket for the Cavaliers. There's Griffey carving up the defense. 6-point game.
Dr. Phillips now in a 2-3 zone. This is a team that has the ability to play multiple defenses.
And if you're long, sometimes it helps. Griffey, the steal, the finish, he's got 6. You have to admire the resolve of this Dr. Phillips team that really is all freshmen and sophomores. They have 1 junior and 1 senior. They don't go away.
They're a team of fighters, and that's something they certainly pride themselves on. I talked to them before the game, and I said, what's the best part about being here? They said, we're the youngest team here, and we love it.
Nothing to lose. Anthony Jones, their head coach, told us yesterday, they almost don't know any better. The nerves don't get to them.
This is one of the best aspects of Griffey's game, is her ability to get into passing lanes and then push and transition and finish. I am so impressed with how the freshman guard gets to the basket, takes her time, regathers, focuses, knocks down the layup.
Now we'll go back to the line. Sydney McCaskill shooting 2. Give you an idea how young this team is. She's a captain as a sophomore.
Somebody's got to go.
She said one of her favorite parts about her freshman year was she was actually voted co-captain at that point. So it says a lot about this young woman's leadership ability, her ability to make others around her better.
He gets 1 out of 2, and it's a 1-possession game. Maggie Morrison calls for time. We'll keep it here with 33.7 seconds to go in this first half. So far, Morrison, she's got 5 points, headed to Vanderbilt. Taryn Griffey, 6 points. Let's look at some of yesterday's news and notes from the National High School Invitational. Dr. Phillips, we told you about their win over Riverdale Baptist in the play-in game to get here. And then Dwyer with the big upset yesterday.
Yeah, taking a look at their Cook, one of 3 McDonald's All-Americans who advances. You look at Austin Rivers, Mike McCongo, Cook. They were the players who had to come, almost like an NBA game, where you go from one game to another, playing back-to-back days. 2 of 3 not able to get it done, but Cook did.
The boys action coming your way later this afternoon. The top seed Montrose Christian will take on boys and girls out of New York City. And then it's Dwyer and Oak Hill Academy, the late game at 5:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Entry pass is intercepted. Here comes Dr. Phillips. Griffey blocked by Bria Freeland. How about Bria Freeland, 5'4", swatting that out of bounds.
This is one of the first times now as Camille Calhoun comes back into the game. Her and Morrison haven't played a whole lot together. That's an inside-outside combo. I'd like to see what they can do against that Dr. Phillips zone.
Shot clock is turned off, so the Panthers, the Dr. Phillips, could hold for one last shot here. There's Hannah Scheibele trying to kick it back out, but it's Freeland all the way, and she gets it to go. And that takes us to halftime. It's Archbishop Spalding with a 28-23 lead. Let's take a look at her star watch. Taryn Griffey, productive, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Vanderbilt bound Maggie Morrison, 5 points and 3 boards. It's the Cavs up by 5 here at the break. Now let's join Lowell Galindo in the studio.
Anish, thank you so much for the boys. Yesterday was the day of upsets in the ESPN Rise National High School Invitational presented by Gatorade. What will the semifinals hold? We'll break down the field of 4 coming up next.
This phone was inspired by you. You're addicted to fast. You have a dog named Wi-Fi. And to you, buffering is a dirty word. You need a phone that can not only keep up, but blast ahead at 4G speeds. A phone that can turn an invitation into an experience, and a party into a remember that time? The HTC Thunderbolt, exclusively on Verizon's blazing 4G LTE network, made just for you. Let the pros at Best Buy hook you up today.
When you're traveling for work, do you worry about the safety of your wife and kids at home? Here's a scary thought. Think what could happen if you don't find the right security system. Now you can protect your whole home and family for much less than ADT will charge, thanks to LifeShield Home Security. Call now and save. You can try LifeShield for free. That's right, you get 30 full days of free home security. All you need is an internet connection. Plus, LifeShield technology allows you to arm and disarm your system and completely monitor your home from anywhere in the world free. Remember, ADT is going to charge you for every additional door and window. Full house coverage with them could cost you more than $1,000. You can try Life Shield yourself for free. Get the best protection at the best price. At only 60 cents a day, can you really afford not to protect your family? Call now and get 30 full days of free home security. That's right, free. Pay only shipping. What are you waiting for?
This is a limited time offer, so call 1-888-633-8570.
I love to draw, you know, it's really inspiring to me. I was always able to draw pretty well, but was missing, you know, a good structural foundation. And that's what Art Instruction Schools found for me.
Art Instruction Schools has been successfully training artists since 1914. You'll learn at your own pace in the comfort and privacy of your home. So if you'd like to become a better artist, take the first step. Call this number for your art test. There's no obligation. You must be 18 years or older to call.
Welcome into the Sports Center U halftime report, everybody. Lowell Galindo here with Dino Gaudio. At the half, it's Spalding over Dr. Phillips, 28-23. Semifinals of the ESPN Rise National High School Invitational presented by Gatorade. This is what the brackets look like at this point in time. As winner of this advances to the championship. Then you have the next semifinal game coming up, 1 Eastern today here on ESPNU. For a preview of the boys semifinals, here's Justin Kutcher and Paul Biancardi.
We are getting set for day 2 at the ESPN Rise National High School Invitational from Georgetown Prep in Bethesda, Maryland. The semifinals coming up later on today. The 1-seed Montrose Christian against the 5-seed boys and girls out of New York, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN2. And the 6-seed Dwyer against the 2-seed Oak Hill Academy at 5:30 also on ESPN2. Justin Kutcher alongside Dave Tellep and Paul Biancardi. And guys, we've got some great matchups coming up later on today. Let's start with the first semifinal. Top seed Montrose Christian going up against boys and girls out of New York.
Montrose Christian has to be good with the basketball. They can't turn it over because boys and girls takes turnovers, turns them into touchdowns. They love the transition game. Montrose has to be good with the basketball.
All right, Dave, in game 2, we've got a matchup of Dwyer against Oak Hill Academy. We've got a couple of big bodies in this game going at it.
We do, and, you know, Quinn Cook conquered Braxton Boise in his first game. In his second game, he gets rewarded with the freight train known as Jacoby Brissett.
Obviously, we've got some talent in this game. Stars of tomorrow playing today. Let's start off with Montrose Christian and Tyrone Johnson.
Tyrone Johnson, a super penetrating point guard. He makes good decisions with the basketball. He is the leader of this Montrose team. He's going to be a big factor.
Jacoby Brissett put his team on his back, got him to the next round. Jacoby Brissett, physicality will have to be dealt with by Quinn Cook.
Malik Nichols, active defensively, shot blocking ability, weak side help. Offensively, he scores the basketball and gets to the foul line. He's a big difference for this boys and girls team. Montrose has to figure out how to stop him.
Quinn Cook put on his Superman cape, got his team to the second round by just exploding over Christian Faith. Quinn Cook had the jump shot working on day 1. Can it follow him into these semis?
So in day 1, Montrose Christian knocked off John Carroll 64-59. Boys and girls won 63-58 over Winter Park. Dwyer won by 9. Oak Hill won by a blowout. The semifinals are coming up later on today from Bethesda, Maryland.
Guys, we appreciate it. We'll also have a little preview of the mid-majors in the Final Four of the NCAA tournament coming up. Till then, that's Torrey Chestnut, 6 points. Spalding.